So what is a Linux shell? A shell is your portal to speaking to the operating system. So it'll help you do things like run and manage applications, like run ls and see what's in your current working directory. Fish, like bash, is a variation of shells from the past. Fish stands for Friendly Interactive Shell. F for friendly, I for interactive, and SH for shell. And it adds on some convenience functions that people would have liked to have in shells like bash, so that it makes your life really convenient and easy. And I've been using it for 6 years. And here's 5 reasons why I do. Autosuggestions. This is my favorite feature of Fish, and the one I'm starting with, because if you just got this feature, you'd already get so much time savings and convenience. For instance, type out kubectl. You'll see I already get this grayed out autosuggestion from Fish. If I hit right on this, I can run this and I didn't have to type out that whole long-winded statements. You can add on to this by typing kubectl and hitting the up and down keys, and it'll give me every autosuggestion it has that starts with kubectl. If I hit alt and right, I can just get the first word here. So now I've got kubectl and get, and I could cycle through those results too. And on it goes. You can expand on this here. And you can go through all of your different things you've gone through in the past. And I like this specifically because typing stuff out can take time, and remembering stuff is hard, especially when you do a lot of different things. So save your time and save your memory, and just let Fish do it for you. Tab completion. Now Fish has tab completion. I know that's not a new thing. It has intelligent tab completion. So if you're using a command like man, for instance, Fish actually understands what man is all about, and it can give you some auto suggestions that are actually relative to the different manuals on the system. So it goes and looks up all those manuals, and it gives you just the results that you need for the different things that you're looking for. If you go and add MA on this, you'll see that I'm getting all the manuals that start with MA, and I'm also getting a little short description of what all of these manuals do. And this is what makes the tab autocomplete so powerful, is it really understands the command that it's working with, and it gives you things that are relative. So let's do that with kubectl. You'll see that I get all of the different commands here, and you'll see there's a whole ton of them. There might be some things that you didn't even know that you could do with kubectl that you could learn how to do by just using the tab completion here from Fish. And when we expand on this, you can actually see if I say get pods, in the past I would have to get these pods, maybe copy that name over there and then paste that in so I could just get the singular pod. Nope, not with Fish, my friend. You just hit tab and you can see I can cycle through the different results here, and I can get the pod that I'm interested in. This is one of my favorite features, and I really don't think I can live without it. I might die. Abbreviations. Now I'm sure you're seeing that the main theme here of Fish is to save you time. And abbreviations is one of those convenience functions that does that. Let's start by adding an abbreviation, and let's get Fish to help us understand what it means. -A is for add, and Fish is going to let me complete the rest of this command. GCO is for get checkout. And if I type this out and hit space or enter, it'll expand this command for me. And you can do this with a whole bunch of abbreviations. You can make whatever abbreviations make the sense to you and help your particular workflow. And you can see that all works as usual. Now it isn't just as simple as this. Abbreviations have quite complicated functionality that you can implement that can really help you. For instance, there's a great example from their documentation. We're going to create a function called multi-CD. Let's not get too in depth in the logic here, but just know that it does CD and it adds this ... for every dot that I'm going to add to my abbreviation here. And you can see we're looking for a regex expression here to match the beginning of the abbreviation. And what it's going to do is it's going to pass that for a function called multi-CD. Here's our abbreviation and here's our function definition. If I add this and I do ... when I expand this, it does CD with ... because we've matched this regex of 2 dots here. And if we add on to that, there's actually logic in here that says for all the dots it finds, it'll add on another dot dot. So that means dot 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 equals 2 directories up. And if we did that again, dot 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 dot, that would be 3 directories, and so on it goes. Just another example of how you can save time with Fish, and there's some really crazy awesome hacks that you could do. Vi mode. So Vi mode has all of the Vim-like key bindings from the Vi or Vim text editors. And if you're not too familiar with Vi or Vim and don't understand the benefits that you can get from using Vim-like key bindings, you'll find a link in the top right-hand corner. But let's go ahead and enable this in our terminal. So we'll type out Fish Vi, and you'll see autocomplete here will give me a description that says this is Vi-like key bindings for Fish. And I can go and enable this in the session. You can get this to persist by adding this to your config.fish, which you can figure out how to do by reading the documentation for Fish. So once we have this mode enabled, we'll use our function from before and we'll hit exit, and you'll see this V here, because my prompt is integrated with Fish, tells me that I'm currently in Vim mode. And I have all of the same functionality that I had in Vim. See how fast I can move across this text now, or to the end, to the beginning. All of this is possible now. I can also do things like delete lines, undo, do some replacements. All of these things are possible. Undo, I can also go into visual mode, select stuff, delete it, undo, and just delete absolutely everything, undo it. And you can also redo, we can search. There's a whole bunch of functionality here. And that's not all. Above and beyond that, there's also some functions that are available while you're in this Vi mode. If I hit Alt and L, I can list what is ever in my current directory. If I am on a particular function that I want to understand better, I can hit Alt and H to go into the manual for that particular command, and I can search within the manual and go back. If you went Alt and W, you get a shorter explanation of what that command does. And if you're not getting enough out of this and you wanted to actually bring out your default editor, you can use Alt and E. So if you use VS Code, I use NeoVim, but if you use VS Code, you can open up this command in VS Code. And every edit that you'd make here would be put into your terminal afterwards. As you can see, I now have that change. And you can even do really interesting things like use the tilde or shift and backtick to capitalize letters. And I can literally do this across the entire command here. So there's some really interesting functionality here that you have with Vi mode in Fish. And I'll finish this off by just deleting everything. And I hope that gives you an idea of the time savings that you can get with Vi mode enabled. Syntax highlighting. So, 2 things. I've never been a fan of reading newspapers, so I don't like my terminal to look black and white. And I doubt many people do nowadays. Also, seeing a whole bunch of stuff on the screen that's in that black and white without any syntax highlighting, nowadays just gives me the heebie-jeebies. So, that's why I prefer having stuff that has syntax highlighting. For instance, with Fish here, if we start typing out the word function, you'll see that it remains red until I've fully typed out that command. And if I do that with other commands, it'll look the same until it gets a command that it recognizes. So it gives you feedback to let you know from a color perspective that you're not quite getting something right, but when you do, it changes to let you know that you're on the right track. Life is too short in this day and age to struggle. Use good tools, my friend, and speed along. So that's the last out of our 5 reasons why you should be using Fish right now. And if you got value out of that, I'm sure you know which buttons to press. But if you're looking for the next video, you're probably going to find that somewhere on your screen right about now.